doesn't announce itself. It whispers. It doesn't usually arrive with drama. It doesn't always come with a breakdown. Sometimes it sounds like a quiet knowing, a subtle discomfort, a soft, persistent thought that says, there is another way. And most of us ignore it at first. Before we begin, I want to share this gently. The stories and reflections you hear in this series are part of a larger body of work I'm still shaping. What I'm sharing here is meant to be experienced, not reproduced. Thank you for holding it with care. We think change needs to be loud to be valid. We think we need a crisis, a betrayal, a collapse. But some of the most important shifts began quietly, in small decisions, in internal edits, in moments no one else sees. Change doesn't demand an audience. It asks for honesty. Destiny didn't make a dramatic exit. She made a quiet decision. No announcement, no explanation tour, no need for applause. She simply noticed what no longer fit, and she stopped forcing herself into it. She left what no longer fit, not because it was wrong, but because it was finished. There's a difference between something failing and something completing its purpose. We don't talk enough about completion. We talk about success. We talk about endurance. We talk about pushing through. But we don't talk about honoring when something has run its course. Destiny realized she wasn't walking away from a mistake. She was walking forward from a season. And seasons are allowed to end. With every small choice, she felt herself return. Not all at once, not dramatically, but incrementally. She spoke more honestly. She declined what drained her. She chose slower mornings. And slowly she felt something shift. It wasn't excitement. It wasn't reinvention. It was alignment. Becoming wasn't about gaining something new. It was about trusting herself again. Trust doesn't rebuild in grand gestures. It rebuilds in small, kept promises. And choosing differently, even when it feels unfamiliar. And honoring discomfort instead of silencing it. The more she listened to herself, the less she needed outside validation. The more she trusted her own timing, the less she rushed. We live in a culture that asks women to justify change, explain it, soften it, and make it digestible. But not every decision requires explanation. Not every shift requires consensus. Choosing differently doesn't mean you're unstable. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means you're awake. There's a fear in choosing differently. Fear of disappointing people. Fear of being misunderstood. fear of standing alone. But staying in something that no longer fits just to maintain comfort costs more in the long run. Destiny didn't choose differently to be dramatic. She chose differently to be honest. You don't need permission to edit your life. You only need intention. Intention is quieter than rebellion. It's steadier than impulse. It's the decision to live aligned, even when no one claps, even when no one understands, even when it's inconvenient. What would choosing differently look like for you without explaining it to anyone? Where have you been waiting for approval? What quiet shift is asking for your attention? You don't have to answer publicly, just notice. Choosing differently isn't loud. It isn't flashy. It isn't always visible. Sometimes it's as simple as not responding, not volunteering, not overextending. Sometimes it's saying yes to rest, yes to honesty, yes to alignment. You don't need permission to edit your life. You only need intention. I'll see you in the next chapter.